that completion. He's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he will take it on in.
Yep.
For a giant touchdown.
That's right.
Saquon Barkley as the first half is winding down. And the Giants have got it on cruise control.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Rosas now to add the PAT. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. It hasn't been his day. It hasn't been their day to this point, but you know, some kudos to this crowd. This is not an easy environment to play in.
And they have to be really excited because they feel like they're having an impact on the game. The
Well,
visiting quarterback not playing very well, their team not doing well, they're helping their home team out. Now, if you're that quarterback, though, you got to find a way to hurt that crowd. And the only way to do that, make good plays and try and calm them down.
I'm sure he's thinking it starts right here on this
wow,
drive.
this is bad.
Okay, Brandon,
Look at
thanks
those
very
stats
much, and welcome
for them.
everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw Saquon Barkley having his way in that first half. He's thrown for nearly 300 yards already as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Yep.
Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. On the return, Corey Ballantyne. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
On the return, the Giants take over 1st and 10. At their
We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as
Let's get
well.
this
And how many times
rolling.
have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he's
Oh, he
brought
just, like,
down after
karate
a
kicked
very
me.
nice gain. Fresh
Put him
out
in
of
the zone,
record,
baby.
They hit him with a gain of over 20. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Yeah.
It's a giant first down on a gain of 16. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 125 yards that time. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Daniel Jones fighting Evan Ingram. And this offense continues to pour it on.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Nice.
Roses to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. That time a 6-play drive. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown.
Aldrich Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going your... And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And now here is another interception.
Thank you.
Picked off at the 40. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Rosas now to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
I mean, for them, not me. I mean, I'm kicking ass.
Defensively getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
To kick off for the Giants.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery.
The onside kick is recovered by Kansas City.
I don't know what to say. I feel like I should just stop playing.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Right, have him up, Jones.
Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. Now a pass that's taken in by Hill, and he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
14 and a 1st down, Chiefs.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Seals-Jones.
Complete to Ricky.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 23-yard line.
Here a throw taken in by Watkins. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Kansas City.
to throw again. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Marcel Darius. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
Look at him, look at him. Blah.
To try again after the sack. Henney. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Picture
Great
perfect.
job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to get him again. That is sack number 6. One off the NFL record of 7. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, let's just get rid of the football near the screen, guys, so that you don't take an interception.
Wow, that was
But
bad.
really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
So it's a rare 2-miss ball game for him now. Normally one of the more dependable guys you're going to find around.
Very unlike him. One of the better kickers in the NFL. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him physically or mechanically. He's just having one of those games.
Still got it.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Looking for Shepard, and that's caught inside the 30.
Thank you.
Is that it? And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Oh, yeah.
Shepard, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And this offense is running away with this one.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Rosas to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Wow. I'm sorry, this is bad.
Aldrich Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery.
The onside kick is recovered by Kansas City.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't.
And he's going to go
Get
down.
the hell out of here.
Back near midfield at the 49. Dexter Lawrence able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Another try after the first down sack.
Thank you.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown.
Touchdown,
And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Aldrich Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear him. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Henny, throw right side, complete to Williams. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And that's caught left side. Seals Jones with it. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The New York set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts.
Let's get this going.
And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Brandon, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Dorian O'Daniel, 3rd-round pick in 2018, made the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Jones. That's complete, right around the 8. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
leads to 2nd and goal.
From the gun, Jones. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Defense.
I don't know what the heck.
And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
Looking to throw. Jones. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown.
Boy, we're throwing it.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan. And
now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say, they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 9.
KC's offense ready to take over. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw again on 2nd down.
My God.
Penny to Marcus
I can't even
Robinson, the intended target on that one. It's 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
That's caught over the middle by Seals-Jones. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And some space here. He's got daylight. The 40.
How you like me now?
And they are going to score again.
Yep.
Yet another touchdown as they just added their totals. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that.
And now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
Yep.
Aldrich Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Here's Hardman on the return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
They're not going nowhere.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
What pride?
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. It's caught on the right side. Williams. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And now the juke. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the time.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Yep. When a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Aldrich Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
I don't know what to say about this whole game. Like, I feel like I should have stopped it already.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Here's Hardman on the return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Hardman on the return. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own.
And out come the Chiefs now. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kyler Fackrell getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally.
I mean, come on,
Hands
man.
on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Oh, man. This isn't even going to matter right now if they do it.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams.
It's over.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.
This game was an upset. I mean, this is over when it began.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.
Well, I gotta say, that was a good game, but I mean, I have no idea what to say. Like, 134 to 0. Yeah. All I gotta say was, played well. And, you know, as always, if you guys want to see me do any kind of matchup, please leave a comment and subscribe. And, you know, spread the word about the channel, everybody. Alright, everyone, it's been the Mask Gamer today. And as always, watch on and game on. I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.